We're talking massive plans after a big attack. We're talking about clearing the air on an off-air WWE Raw promo. Also, we're talking about taking this star, this individual, this person that had power out of their game, viewers, fans, and subscribers. And it's not going to be a dang shame. Also, breaking news on the absence and the return of one of the greatest of all times to do it. All that and much more as we look to score here on Sean's View Entertainment. And we bring you up to speed. Remember to become a channel member today. Click the bell, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. Breaking news as it concerns the developments and the future of one Nikki Bella after she turned heel on Raw. That's why I'm not going to really say anything here, says Nikki Bella. I'm going to wait for a live mic, and it should be in front of the MSG Madison Square Garden crowd. I'll explain myself. I got a lot to say. There is no better crowd to do it in front of than Madison Square Garden. Nikki Hilton has already sparked speculation about her motives. While she didn't explain her actions yet, she clearly is ready to embrace a new chapter, and she's not shy about the grind that it took to get here. They all know how much I love the business, how much passion I have for wrestling and the work that I put in. It's not like I come on here and always say when I had 2 days free where I didn't have my son, I flew to Orlando to get in the ring for 5 hours and then fly straight back. I don't talk about that stuff all the time, but the people know that I know. Nikki also appreciated the props that she got from Big E on Raw Recap, who praised her for stepping up and chasing greatness again. I really like what Big E said because I don't need to sit around and put people over. I know what I can do and what my worth is. You're going to start here. You're going to start to hear it a lot more. I haven't even said a word, and I love the recognition I'm already getting. All eyes will be on Madison Square Garden this Monday night on Raw when Nikki Bella takes the mic live on the show. The big question, why Stephanie McCurr and why now? Do you think Nikki Bella is about to launch one dominant last run in the industry, or is this just personal? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions below. That's an absolute stunner on that one, viewers. A huge stunner. Also, speaking about another being, breaking news as it concerns R-Truth claims the Ron Cena gimmick came from a DNA test, as well as R-Truth might have just spoiled his spot in the John Cena's retirement tournament. Darby Allin's condition has been revealed after flaming table spot on AEW Dynamite, which is what the world saw. Also, ex-WWE star Justin Credible finishes rehab program. We wish the best to him. Ron Simmons and Ahmed Johnson finally end their long-standing feud after nearly 30 years. Can you believe it, viewers? Starting from the Attitude Era all the way to now, we see Ahmed Johnson and Ron Simmons finally end their long-standing feud. Also, Sean Spears being roasted by fans after hot take misfires, and that can be revealed online. Saraya, the former page, slams outrage over Sydney Sweeney American Eagle ad as jealous and hypocritical. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, Paul Heyman blown away by kid who snapped at parents crying over his death. And Saraya, the former page of WWE, admits she stole her mom's thongs growing up. Sting's son, Steve Borden, books first real indie wrestling match. And Paul Heyman says WWE stars must be more intimate with him than their spouses to succeed. Kalani Jordan reveals advice John Cena gave her during the performance from John Cena at the WWE Performance Center. D'Lo Brown explains how his legendary head shake was born accident. What you didn't see with Ric Flair after injury nixes AEW Dynamite TV appearance. Also, ladies and gentlemen, very sad and very emotional. Very sad and emotional. Rey Mysterio gets real about life without Eddie Guerrero 20 years later to the day. Yes, I cannot believe it, guys. Eddie Guerrero, one of the greatest of all time to ever do it. One of the greatest WrestleMania performers to close out the show, holding the WWE title to close it out. Eddie Guerrero was all about professionalism. He was all about the act. He was all about wrestling. because Eddie Guerrero bled and he gave every single thing he had to the professional wrestling business. And Chavo Guerrero is also reminiscing on how he held Eddie Guerrero in his arms as Eddie Guerrero passed away, as Eddie Guerrero died right then and there. And right now we're going to take our time this is, guys, this is tough. When, this is why talking about death and RIP and wrestlers passing away, and while you may not know them, you develop this bond with them through TV, through watching them live, through autograph signings, and there's a different kind of bond there. And Eddie Guerrero passing away was one of the greatest deaths. Not as in it was great, that was great. No, it was one of the greatest deaths as it concerns the great, profound impact that it had on the wrestling business. So your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions, because I said so. And again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the late, great Eddie Guerrero, his family, his friends, and most importantly, all of his fans around the world. Montez Ford teases a character change in a cryptic vignette amid his absence from WWE TV. Is Montez Ford ready to take that singles career to an all-time high, to a new level? Is Montez Ford ready to break out in 2026? Is he going to win singles championship gold? Is the time now for Montez Ford, who some would say has all the intangibles, has everything it takes to get the job done? Now, this is your home for the most shocking WWE news, rumors, speculation, gossip, and stories that you will not find on TV. Charlotte Flair, according to rumors and speculation, of course, plans can always change. Charlotte Flair has been removed, pulled, taken off SmackDown broadcast following. Still a week later, we're still addressing this. We're still talking about this. This story is still developing over a week later, following the wardrobe malfunction that triggered an internal WWE meltdown. And trust me, the real story is even darker than what it seems. During her match with Nia Jax on the Blue Brand of SmackDown last week on the USA Network, something went wrong. Her gear slipped instantly. The cameras cut away. The true panic started. The truck panicked. The entire arena felt the shift. One production worker whispered, "We haven't seen a scramble like that in years." In less than 15 minutes, Charlotte was escorted backstage. Producers talked. Executives panicked. Network reps were contacted. And within the hour, her next 3 scheduled SmackDown appearances were canceled. Not postponed, canceled, according to those in the know. But things might have been, swayed and switched and all those other things. But the most powerful voice in the situation wasn't Triple H. It was USA. A leaked email allegedly said the malfunction was a breach of broadcast expectations. USA embarrassed, WWE even more embarrassed, and Charlotte caught in the political crossfires. Sources close to Charlotte said that she was blindsided, stunned, upset, even angry. She reportedly said, "It was an accident. This is ridiculous." And honestly, she may have a point. The locker room heat. But not everyone agrees. Some believe Charlotte gets special treatment, and this was her wake-up call. Others think WWE buried her over something she couldn't control. Now remember, another thing was, okay, Sean, well, how could she be banned? How could she be canceled if we saw her on Raw? That was Raw. That was the red brand. That was on Netflix. That was not the blue brand. That was not SmackDown. That was not Friday night. And did you notice that one of the punishments were her losing her half of the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship? She lost her half of the WWE Women's title due to the boob slip, the nip slip, due to the wardrobe malfunction. That is the reason that she lost one half of the Women's Tag Team titles on Raw this past Monday night, and one of the reasons why she very well could be banned from the blue brand of SmackDown. With Charlotte off TV, WWE is rewriting everything. Her storyline scrapped. Her opponent unknown. Her direction unknown, uncertain. This is the worst time for WWE to lose a top star like Charlotte Flair due to an accident, due to something that wasn't supposed to happen, something that was not planned. A rumor, and I mean rumor, suggests Charlotte may be weighing her long-term future. The punishment felt unfair. The decision felt political. The embarrassment, well, it felt personal. If this continues, her WWE future might not be as safe as we all thought. Fans online absolutely divided. Some say accidents happen and WWE messed up. Charlotte's ego is catching up to her. Why punish her for production issues? This was the final straw for SmackDown. The story is getting bigger by the hour, and as you can see, it is growing by the week. This fallout, though, viewers, is far from over. Charlotte's Flair future, SmackDown plans, WrestleMania season, everything depends on what happened next for the legendary Charlotte Flair, the multi-time women's champion. Subscribe, hit the bell, and if you want to support the show, send a super thanks below. Memberships make this channel possible and probable because without you, there is no SeanzView. I can assure you of that right now. This is SeanzView Entertainment delivering the goods of WWE news that actually matters, and you're going to want to stay tuned for the next video. Because in the next video, we're going to have the updates to the changes, also the aftermath. The aftermath concerning Tony Khan being adamant about maintaining booking power in AEW. Is Tony Khan killing his own brand, his own company? Your thoughts, your comments, and your opinions on all of that, because this is where we're at and this is what I do. I am SeanzView, and you have all built this foundation for me. Also, Kalani Jordan addresses fan after backlash in traitor chants over winning the TNA Women's Championship. The AEW Women's Blood and Guts aftermath. Sky Blue, Chris Statlander, and more show off brutal injuries. Dax Harwood reveals disturbing death threats after AEW Dynamite segment with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat, one of the most legendary Intercontinental Champions of all time. CJ Perry and Miro, the former Rusev, undergoing IVF to start a family. See, I thought they broke up. I thought they weren't together anymore. CJ Perry reveals why her WWE release completely changed her life. MVP says that WWE made talent walk on eggshells compared to AEW's relaxed backstage atmosphere. And CJ Perry reveals brutal ballet abuse shaped her Lana character in WWE. Also coming through the desk of the brash and the brazen, where I will never be mistaken. We are receiving word right now that Charlotte Flair says it doesn't matter how young you are and it doesn't matter how old you are. I compete at a high level because I am just that good in that ring. And Charlotte Flair shows no stopping anytime soon, although this whole wardrobe malfunction could put an abrupt halt to every damn thing. You can look, but you can't touch. Nikki Bella on negative WWE crowd chants. The hate is so gross, according to Nikki Bella. But we're going to see the real Nikki Bella come out on Raw this Monday night coming up. Also, Paul Heyman explains how his ADHD helps him concentrate by distraction. Stephanie McMahon says that the SLUT chants were the greatest thing I ever heard. Also, viewers, fans, and subscribers, MLW returns to Orlando for Battle Riot in January. And Bianca Belair says, I'm hoping that I can be back in the ring soon. Whatever that may mean, whatever that could be alluding to. It is a very pressing and daunting task for her to return after such a debilitating hand injury. Plenty more to come. Subscribe, because if it's not brash, well then it's trash. And there will be a clash for the bash.